Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. We are jumping right into the finals of the ELD Legacy Open. John on Naya Depths versus Luke on Yorion and Taxes. Will John be able to make it back-to-back Legacy Open victories? His Naya Depths deck has been throwing Merit Lages at people's faces along with Giant Hamsters, thanks to Minskin Boo, a card that just incredibly helps out this deck. I mean, it may be one of the best Planeswalkers ever printed, but boy, is it just a devastating impact on the board, clearing smaller Planeswalkers, creating a huge threat. Hasty Trampler that also can be cashed out for a fistful of new cards. And right now we've got an Elvish Reclaimer facing off against a Lion Sash. This thing's going to be able to get bigger as cards are exiled from the graveyard. The Dark Depths on John's side of the board. Death and Taxes might be the hardest deck to actually connect a Merit Lage with. Let me know what you think. What deck is actually hardest for Naya Depths to actually connect with a 2020? Would you think Death and Taxes builds because they have so many answers, or would it be kind of the faster combo decks that might actually be able to beat you before you swing with a 2020? Still has plenty of game, even if the Dark Depths plan is just kind of waiting in the wings, affecting how Luke has to play his turns. Stoneforge Mystic found a Lion Sash. Got hit with a Swords to Plowshares. John now has the ability to make a 2020. He upgrades to a Yavimaya. Now the Sajiri step in the graveyard. Is there 2 steps in the graveyard? I believe there is. That is really unfortunate. You want to have access to one of those. And here's your pivot, Minskin Boo, swinging with a 4/4 hamster. Turn, Lion Sash becoming a 4/4, getting rid of both of those steps. Going to be able to clear the Minsk. He gets rid of this Elvish Reclaimer. And he's got a Skyclave to do exactly that. That is a very clean answer to that board. There's just the 4/4 hamster left over. And out of all of those permanents, the 4/4 Trampler, definitely the least menacing. Death and Taxes is able to stabilize even versus somewhat chubby hamsters. There's still the potential for a 2020 to be made. The background here, it's kind of like we got multiple battles going on. Got to contain the board as it is, and then also prevent things from going completely out of control with an end step 2020 untapping and then just wiping out all of your hard work. There was a Rashad Port, which does mess with that, but there's also a Wasteland on John's side, so there's layers of gameplay to consider. Looks like that Wasteland is being fired off during the end step. Luke considering whether or not it makes sense to tap anything. It doesn't really matter. If John wants to, he can make a 2020 in response. Oh, interesting. It was actually pre-combat main phase that he fired it off. All right. Swords to Plowshares. Now, if John does decide... Oh, there's the Caracas. It's filthy. So this Merit Lage, not going to be able to connect through a Caracas. Back to the drawing board. A Ganjo. New printing there. Channel to do 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Mops up. Usually costs 2. You usually have a Thalia in play. Not this game. Does have 5 damage on board. and presumably an answer in hand. John could have made a 2020 and blocked in the middle of combat. He wastelanded the Caracas, so it's really a question of what does Luke have here. If you were gonna make it, it's not totally clear when would be best. Let me know when you would do it. Do you bother trying to play during the attack step? This does at least eliminate the blowout of, for example, another Caracas being played. You do that in the middle of combat, they can play a Caracas and lose to it instead of having that information during the end step and knowing how to play around it. 2 cards in hand. John's searching his feelings, thinking about whether or not it's correct to go for it here. They've got so many ways of handling a 2020 during the end step. Touch the spirit realm. Oh, man. Oh, that's brutal. So he's got the Sylvan Safekeeper online now. And touch the spirit realm. Oh, that was violent. That was a brutal interaction. Touch the spirit realm, getting rid of the 2020, exiling it, never to be seen again, and having that Sylvan Safekeeper as the next card to hit the board. Oof, that is a rough one. Sylvan Safekeeper, of course, can protect itself by sacking a land, but also protect that Merit Lage. Yeah, that was the draw. His deck tried to bail him out. Game wasn't quite over no matter how it was played from there. Even if he did get another turn and put a 2020 on board, there still would have been at least 2 counters on that GT to consider, which can allow for life gain, possibly getting outside of the 20 life that Merit Lage can take off in one shot. Aether Vial. In this matchup, really just all about the acceleration, kind of becoming a reusable mana rock of sorts. Force of Vigor, taking out just the Vial. John's mana base not looking great. A Maze of Ith and a basic Forest. A few cards in hand, a couple of Elvish Reclaimers on board. Cavern of Souls. And Skyclave. And Solitude. Wow, just really mopping up. Dark Depths, another non-mana source here. A Green Sun Zenith. Grabbing a Dryad Arbor. This is where John's at. Facing down a Rishadan Port. Using Green Sun just to get another mana source. Desperate Times. Maze of Ith is used, and now a Field of Ruin. Both players able to search their library for a basic land. Taking out the Dark Depths. Stoneforge Mystic. Grabbing Cauldra. Luke previously grabbing a Lion Sash. Now grabbing the Cauldra, which is interesting. Given that Maze of Ith is on board, he has an answer to it with the Rishadan Port. Knight of the Reliquary. Immediately goes farming his Swords to Plowshares. Clears him out. And Timeless Dragon cycles. The white mana tapped down for Schadenport. Plenty of access to green thanks to this Yavimaya. Even the Maze of Ith now can tap for mana. Luke taking a look at what he has for resources on board. Quite a bit of mana. Have a Mother of Runes joining in. And now a Green Sun Zenith. We get here a Knight of the Reliquary. Big boy. Actually, no, it's not right now. It's only a 3/3. 3 mana, 3/3, not exactly earth shattering. And Yorion flickers the Skyclave, which then takes out the Knight of the Reliquary. Another one enters. This cast from hand. There is this 4/5 Yorion to consider. And a Swords to Plowshares. Man, just relentless in its pursuit to control the board here. There's been so much removal. Really is remarkable. The extra card advantage of having a companion along with so many of your creatures functioning as both, a creature to attack with, but also a win condition, or a creature removal, I should say. Both a win condition and removal. And now talking about additional value, this Eternal Dragon, same idea. Timeless Dragon, I think its name is. Does show up from time to time, both control lists and in Death and Taxes. Fruiter of the Guard. This is going to be an explosive sequence here. You can expect Flicker Wisp and then flickering the Yorion and then the Yorion flickering everything else. Really nice little example of what it looks like when things just get out of control. As John extends the handshake, and Luke is your ELD Legacy Open champion. Congratulations, Luke. Well played. Thank you for watching. For more magic from ELD's Time Vault games, be sure to subscribe and check out more videos just for you over here.